Dang, Frank just stole her spot.
Welcome to Primetime, everybody. This is a special Tuesday edition. I'm your host, Hunter Chambliss. I'm joined by my co-host, Chad and Carrie. How's it going, guys?
Going great. Excited to do another secret bracket. I haven't actually shared what this is going to be with anyone else yet, but actually, we might have to drop out again. Hunter, vamp for a second.
Hello, testing. All right, guys. So I have no idea what this secret bracket is going to be. I'm very excited. So yes, tonight we are doing a special one on Tuesday because I have work tomorrow night. So yes, we decided I'll get in today.
All right.
How's it going, guys?
We're back.
Yes, you're back. Woohoo!
Ready for the special bracket?
I am.
All right.
See what it is. All right, pulling it up right now.
This is a special bracket I prepared.
Oh my god!
That is, it's gonna be pretty fun.
Wow.
Hunter is kind of insane. He comes out just spouting off about how he likes a bunch of movies, and I'm always like, it's Hunter. I don't really think you know what you're talking about, buddy. So this is like a bracket that I was thinking about doing. Where
this is fantastic.
Hunter is wrong about movies sometimes.
Am I though?
How so though? Are you gonna go into detail about why he's wrong about
exactly what this is gonna be? It's basically gonna be Hunter, like me just telling Hunter he's wrong the entire episode.
Fair. By the way, I see Urban Legend, Midsommar.
That's the
very great movies.
That's the first one. That's a pretty epic matchup here.
That it is.
So I think these are, but Midsommar is a great movie. Urban Legend is a fun movie.
Okay, elaborate.
Midsommar. I love Midsommar.
Okay.
I think it's great. Hunter thinks it's great.
Why?
I don't have time to explain. It just is. I don't know. The visuals are stunning. I like the story. I like the metaphors.
What about you?
So for me, Midsommar, I think, is a near perfect movie because if you look at it from an abusive, toxic relationship aspect, it deals with that story very well. Because especially with Dani, her character, especially early on, is trying everything she can to make her boyfriend happy, even if that means putting herself in more dangerous situations to please him instead of finding what pleases her. And the end of the movie, nobody actually wins in the situation, which I love. It's kind of a yes, Dani gets the pageant queen and things like that, but she's not really happy. She's stuck in this kind of cult situation. So overall, I love Midsommar, but I also really love Urban Legend. I love the Scream aspect of taking, popular urban legends and turning it into this kind of slasher, movie with a star-studded cast, man. So yeah, I don't think I'm wrong about either one of these, Chad. What do you think?
I agree with you, Hunter. I
thank you, Carrie.
Why?
I think Midsommar.
What about Urban Legend?
Urban Legend, I'm not going to say it's a cinematic masterpiece, but it's a very fun. Like Hunter said, it's fun to deal with those urban legends and a nice, tight little horror movie. I think the acting isn't bad. It takes some fun twists and turns.
The opening of Urban Legend is fantastic.
Yeah. Wait, what's the name?
It's where there's somebody in the back seat
with
Brad Dourif screaming about it, and she thinks he's the killer
from a mile away.
That's the point, though.
Yeah,
it's a stupid point.
It's fun.
Yeah.
Hunter's everything okay with your stream?
Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah. Is anything else like going on like in your stream?
No.
Okay.
Why? Do you hear something in the background?
I don't know. Like, can you check to see? Do you have control of the window or anything?
So weird.
Hold on.
What's going on? Where did he go? All right, this episode's just weird, just in general. I apologize that everything's kind of weird. I don't know where Hunter just went. Yeah, this is. Oh,
how's that?
It's a lot better, but like,
it's not.
Is there? It's not what? Is there anything like in the stream that you can do? Like, look at us on the stream, like below, and see if there's anything going on down there.
I am so confused. Oh.
Oh.
Sorry, I was in full screen mode, so I couldn't see anybody.
Oh.
That was great, just watching that try to piece together.
Gotcha.
Is my fan going on for something?
Incomplete.
I didn't really give much thought to that bracket, to be honest.
Hello.
Is that a joke bracket?
Now I'm actually trying to find a different bracket because that bracket kind of sucked. What? Oh, no, wait. It's this one.
Oh.
This is the that I was talking about. Never mind.
We lost Hunter.
Well,
oh no.
Okay. The surprise is kind of, Carrie enjoyed this surprise.
I was
Hunter,
like, how
are you
is
there?
Hunter wrong about the invisible?
Hello.
Hey.
I was so confused.
Okay.
Well,
can you tell what's going on right now?
JPO's favorite horror movies, part 1.
I love it.
Part 1.
Yeah.
So what Chad is saying is I'm not wrong about horror movies. Got it.
Hey, there you go.
You are never wrong about horror movies, Hunter. Except for when you are. But
I'll say ranking H2O over the original Halloween, like objectively, that's a little wrong.
What?
Objectively, yes.
We might get to some of those movies on this list. So what happened was JPO wanted to come in and hang out on Welcome to Primetime. So I was like, all right, just throw me some of your favorite horror movies. He actually gave me 64. So what I did was I took that list, I wrote them all down, I randomized them, and then I broke it up into 2 separate lists. So it's more digestible, and we could just do 32 tonight. And then whenever else JPO is free and we have a free night that we're not doing something else, we can do part 2.
Hell yeah.
So you all right, Carrie? She's preventing a cat fight. Okay.
That happened during the last ASAT. They were fighting right by me, man.
It happens for sure. Actually, didn't one happen during your debate?
So probably, yeah. It's not the first stream that it's happened on. Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
But they were like fighting on me. Like that was scary. Like they've never been like right on top of me doing it.
That is pretty crazy.
This
thanks for having me, by the way. Appreciate you.
It's getting kind of
JPO,
crazy,
you're always welcome here, man.
I know. I asked you twice, Hunter, and you're like, yeah, totally. And I'm like, when? And then I asked Chad, and he got it done within the next day or 2. So thank you, Chad.
No problem. So it'll be fun to have JP on sometimes, but we can actually go and get started on this. I'm sure Carrie will be down in a second. And so, yeah.
How are we going to do tiebreakers?
Are you guys ready? Well, we could just flip a coin or something like that, pretty much. That's how we've been doing it if we've had an even number of people.
Yeah.
Well, we do what, if you want, like what Tournament Fight says, where we just go in order and everyone gets their own tiebreaker. Like I get a tiebreaker, then you, then Carrie, then Hunter.
Okay,
that could work.
We can try it.
Yeah, that's how the one league does it. So, or
Sounds
start
good.
with Hunter, whatever. Yeah.
Sounds good. Yeah, we'll start with Hunter on this first matchup, and then Hunter can start with the first tiebreaker too, whenever that comes up. And Carrie's coming down now, so let's start with the first matchup, and it is 1408 versus Jacob's Ladder.
Ooh.
So I don't know.
1408 is great.
If some of us haven't seen some of these movies, I had prep time, I guess, kind of, but not really. So none of us really have had prep time. But looking through his list, I think a lot of the movies are probably have been seen. There weren't a lot of like deep cuts, except for maybe Jacob's Ladder is kind of a little bit of a deep cut.
Oh, no.
I think it might be a little bit. But yeah, Hunter, what do you think about those two?
Okay, so I've only seen one of these movies. That's 1408. I need to watch Jacob's Ladder, so I'm going 1408.
So for me, I watched 1408 recently for the first time because I know people were hyping it up. And then Carrie and I watched Jacob's Ladder a couple Halloweens ago, I think.
It was when we went to the Poconos.
The Poconos.
And it was a couple summers ago.
Yeah, so it was I really like that one actually. Like they're both kind of weird, but I think that I prefer the psychological horror in Jacob's Ladder over 1408. I think 1408 was a little too messy for me. Carrie.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna agree with you. 1408, I think like 1408 is kind of straight ghost story. Like there's some interesting stuff in there, but Jacob's Ladder is just like very psychological, and I think is pretty unique. So I'm gonna go with that.
I don't think you can really beat Tim Robbins. JPO.
Oh, good. I'm glad this got turned around because I have a lot of fun with 1408. Well, I guess obviously I like everything on this list, but but yeah, Jacob's Ladder is next level. I love this movie, man. It sadly got one of the worst remakes a couple of years ago. Don't watch that, and for any reason. But this one's it did, yeah. Michael Ealy maybe. And it's just bad. There's like no budget to it, and it's just badly directed.
It's just bad.
It's just bad. Like it's legitimately not only like bad because it's based off a great movie, but it's also just a bad movie in general. Either way, you crank it out. But yeah, no, I love this movie here. I think it's bonkers. It is crazy. It's also R-rated. Good PG-13 movie in 1408. But yeah, my vote goes to Jacob's Ladder. I love this one. This is pretty high.
Right. No tiebreaker necessary this time.
Definitely one that I'm about to check out.
Yeah, no, that's a high. This was high on the list for me. Yeah.
Yet another recommendation, from Hunter and JPO. If you ever want to share any of your placements, that's totally fine.
Yeah,
I have to look. I know that one's probably top 10.
Wow.
Yeah, it was. I remember it was. I was like, whoa, okay. That's really cool. Next matchup is
number 5 for that
Saw 3, I believe that is, versus Final Destination.
Zoom in a little bit.
Yeah,
more.
sorry. You're right. There we go.
Yeah, there we go.
Versus Final Destination, and I'll go ahead and start with this one. I've seen. I remember when the Saw franchise used to be like such a huge deal, and they were like released like every single year, like
every October,
Halloween. And it was just like an event. I remember, and they were really fun. And I think the first 2 were like the most exciting, and then 3 I think is where it started to trail off a little bit for me. So I don't love the franchise past 2, I think, although I'm due for another rewatch. But Carrie will try to talk me out of it, I'm sure. But I love Final Destination. I love all of those except for the 4th one, which I think is barely a movie. But
it sucks.
I think the first one's incredible. I just love the concept of it and the execution. Sean William Scott's in it, Devon Sawa. It's just a really, really interesting and fun and well executed movie. And what is the song that you're scared of when it plays?
Is it Rocky Mountain High?
Rocky Mountain High. There you go.
John Denver.
John Denver.
Yep.
So yeah, I'm going Final Destination. Carrie.
Yeah, I'm also going Final Destination here. I love the original Saw. The rest I'm not too crazy about. And I really like the first Final Destination movie. It's unique. It's fun. Like very classic 2000 movie.
It holds up, I think, though.
It really does hold up.
Yeah. JPO.
Yeah, so the Saws, I think the first one definitely gets credit for being the OG, but I think as far as filmmaking wise too, it kind of gets the sweet spot is like 2 through 4. I'm liking the lore, I'm liking the kind of interjecting storylines, and then 5 and on is where it's like, oh, okay, you're just doing this just to make money now. Like it's like a TV show that doesn't know when to end. Like you should have ended at season 4, but people are still watching and paying, so now you're dragging it along. Yeah, so my sweet spot is kind of right in the middle here. 2, 3, and 4 I think are kind of the best for me. Because I do like this. I thought 3 actually was one I didn't even get to right away, but I liked a lot. But yeah, my vote's gonna also go to Final Destination. Great, just kind of OG concept here. There's no Jigsaw, there's no Ghostface. It's death coming after you. You know what I mean? It's kind of just one of those great, almost a different way of like Freddy. Like it's just all these kind of rhubarb, or the way that. Goldberg, yeah, the contraption, how it's like the water will lead to the electrocution, which will lead to the knife falling, which will lead to whatever kind of thing. Yeah, and I love this cast too. Devon Sawa, Sean William Scott, but I think even before Stifler, or right around the same time. So yeah,
Tony Todd,
Tony Todd, yeah.
Tony Todd, who's in a couple of them. Yeah, he's kind of the dude that's like, you're fucked.
Yeah, that's coming
shows up.
You.
Yeah,
Hunter.
Yeah, I've actually seen both of these films. I think Saw 3 is probably one of the better Saw sequels because it does delve into more of like Kramer's sickness, and like Amanda has a lot more to do. But man, Final Destination is so good. So my choice is Final Destination, a very unique concept. Tony Todd is great. Devon Sawa is amazing. Ali Larder is really good in this movie. I love the lore behind it. I love kind of how death, like in one scene, hides its tracks for some reason. Never does that in any other films before. But overall, I have really fun memories with Final Destination, so that's my pick.
So an idea they had that they just said, no, we're not doing that anymore.
Also got a weird alternate ending too. Look that up later if you haven't seen the alternate ending.
It does have a weird alternate ending.
Yeah.
So it's not the one with the sign.
No, yeah, it's like a baby and stuff. Yeah, it's weird.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I think I've heard of that, but I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
All right. Final Destination moves on. Third matchup is Scream 2022 versus.
Yeah. Just say Scream 5. I refuse to say Scream 2022.
Carrie.
Oh God.
Yeah. OG Halloween is I like Scream 2022, or Scream 5. I agree with you, JPO. That's what it should be.
I refuse to say that. Yeah.
But the original Halloween is, I think, just one of the best horror movies of all time, and we watch it every single Halloween. We watch it when it's not Halloween. Like this is like probably one of my most watched movies ever.
Yeah, JPO.
Yeah, this is a toughie on paper. I love Scream 5 a lot. It may be my second favorite Scream. That's a hard ranking for me to finalize. But yeah, the OG Halloween, it's just unfortunately just holds that kind of higher nostalgia factor here. I still think the pacing holds up pretty well as well. So yeah, I'd go with the OG here, Halloween.
And now I'm actually very where Hunter's gonna go with this. Hunter.
All right, so I'm pretty sure I know what movie's gonna win. So I'm gonna go for the opposite. I'm going Scream 5, Scream 2022. Look, I love the OG Halloween, but I watched it later on in life. I didn't grow up with it. I grew up on Scream. Scream was the first movie that introduced me to horror, so I've been following the series as I go forward. So I have that nostalgia feeling for Scream more than I do Halloween. And seeing, Sidney Prescott back, the new characters they introduced, how violent and dark the Scream movie is, how comedic it is, but also not too comedic. Scream 5 is for me.
Yeah, actually, the original Scream is what got me into horror as well.
Same here, by the way. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
that's
but
it's 96 on time frame. Yeah.
Scream 5 is not the original Scream, in my opinion, and Scream influenced by Halloween heavily, so much so that it uses the Halloween score very obviously, and I think it's brilliant for it because I don't think you really get for like a horror score. I don't think you get any better than the OG Halloween. Maybe somebody might disagree and say Ennio Morricone's The Thing score or something like that, but I really think just the way John Carpenter crafted this film is just perfect. Honestly, I think if the Academy wasn't so snooty, I think this should have been a Best Picture nominee because that's how.
Especially back then, though. Sadly, I had no chance, but yeah, for sure.
But this is that's how groundbreaking the original Halloween was. I once argued that it's the greatest horror film of all time, and it may be, it may not be, but it's definitely up there. I think it's definitely like top 5 of all time. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna go. No disrespect to Scream 5, I know a lot of people love it, but I can't vote against original Halloween.
Yeah, fair.
Plus, there might be some other movies that might be able to rival it, but not Scream 5.
Again, I do not hate the original Halloween movie. I know I
got
a history of.
All right. I didn't think Scream 5 was going to beat that anyways. But yeah, moving on to the next one, which is I Still Know What You Did Last Summer.
You went with a sequel.
The other one's here too, not the third one.
The Ring, not the OG, but the remind me, what's her name?
Naomi Watts.
Naomi Watts.
If there is the American remake of a foreign horror film, there's like a 50%
Naomi Watts is
chance
be in
Naomi Watts is in it.
Because she's also in
Funny Games.
Funny Games.
And something Mommy. Goodbye, Mommy. Good night, Mommy.
That's
Good night, Mommy. There's one more too.
Yeah, she's in a lot of them.
That's funny.
All right, so JPO, you're starting this one.
Ooh, dang! I want to hear what other people said first because you know what, I like The Ring a lot. This is another one. I remember I did like a top 10 like PG-13 horror, and I put The Ring in like 1408 in that. So I thought it was pretty good. I thought it worked out pretty successfully here to set up that franchise. I think it's one of the better remakes that we've gotten in the States here because I think it's pretty solid. I don't, again, maybe just that 90s nostalgia. I have a lot of fun with this sequel here, man. Them on the island. Jack Black, maybe not culturally appropriate, but very funny in his scene. Mekhi Phifer, and like I really like this. I'd always hoped. I heard there actually might be a legacy sequel coming. I don't know, but I always still kind of root for it because I wouldn't mind catching up with these two. Oh, wait, Brendan's alive too, actually, in the end of this movie. Spoiler. So I'm gonna go with I Still Know What You Did Last Summer. That's where my heart goes.
Nice, Hunter.
All right, both these movies are very fun. This is hard because I actually really enjoyed I Still Know What You Did Last Summer. It's got its wonky moments though. But I also think The Ring is a really great adaptation of Ringu. I think it's also like generally terrifying when it came out, so I'm gonna go with The Ring.
All right. I'm also gonna go The Ring. I don't think it holds a candle to Ringu personally, because I finally got around to seeing the original, and I love what they do there. I think the remake goes a little bit too much into Naomi Watts like doing research, like too much.
It has pacing issues, yeah.
But that being said, it is scary. Like there is some like legitimately like good horror in it. I love Naomi Watts in pretty much everything. She's great. So it is a well-made remake, even though I just don't like it as much as the original. However, I need to get back to and rewatch the I Know What You Did Last Summer movies because I don't really remember anything about the sequel. And I really don't remember much about the original either. And I need to get on another like Kevin Williamson binge so I can like keep up on my my Scream like movies. I'll go The Ring. Carrie.
Yeah, if I've seen I Still Don't Know What You Did Last Summer, I don't remember watching it. So I have very vivid memories of it because it was the second horror movie I ever saw in theaters, and it scared the poop out of me. So I'm gonna go The Ring.
All right, The Ring.
Good. I'm glad I showed some love to it then.
Yeah.
All right. moving on to the next matchup is Smile versus Candyman. 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 Candyman.
Say it again. Yeah.
Hunter, you gonna what? You gonna start with Candyman?
All right, so I'm gonna start here. I love both these films. You know what though? I'm gonna go with Smile. I like the way it looks at, you know, trauma and like depression in a way that like is unique and different. Like the whole use of the smile and the kind of it follows type thing, and then also using it from like the aspect of she's a doctor, and of course you have that, you know, how hurt are you from the, you know, the hurt to the smile face. It's
pain
very
chart.
Yeah, the pain chart. So I'm gonna go Smile, but Candyman the requel is really, really solid as well.
Yeah, this is very interesting because I actually like both of these about the same, to be honest. I think these were both in the past couple of years two of the best horror movies to come out. And you know, Candyman could have been bad. I mean, it's, you know, it's like Hunter said, a requel. It's like a continuation kind of a deal, not really a remake, but you know, it could have been bad, and it's actually really good. It's got like Jordan Peele was like producer and maybe writer, I think, and you know, Nia DaCosta really did a great job. Smile stars little baby Kevin Bacon.
Rosie Bacon?
Rosie Bacon.
Yeah, Rosie Bacon.
So, Kevin Bacon's daughter is what I was trying to say.
Yeah. Baby Bacon.
But and I think she's fantastic. It's like one of those where if I was doing like a horror awards, which we actually need to just do our own horror awards where we give out.
Which, yeah.
We all should.
So we'll do that soon. But like she would have been in the running for like best horror actress because she was so good. If there's like anything I could say that's the best part of that movie is her performance. So but I think I know where Carrie's gonna go with this. And so I'm gonna strategically pick Candyman here. Because I also think that Candyman went a little bit further in its like condemnation of like the police and certain things that like the social issues, stuff like that, that the original 1992 movie didn't really go into. But you know, I understand like kind of why, and you know, but I like how it went further, and it's like, look, we still haven't fixed shit. So let's go.
That ending is so tough to watch, though.
Yeah, but it's awesome. But yeah, I'm going Candyman here. Carrie.
Yeah. So Smile, I think, is really good. There's a couple things I don't like about it, though. Like, namely, there's an animal death, and for me, the ending was just a little bit predictable. It didn't quite stick for me. Whereas Candyman, I just like a little bit better. I think it was just really wonderfully done. Like I like it almost as much, maybe the same as the original, and I also really love the original.
Original also has a pretty bad animal death, though.
It does.
Yeah.
But Candyman also had my favorite kill of 2021, the one where the art critic and you don't see Candyman. Candyman's like
through the mirrors.
Yeah, you just see her like through the glass and the mirrors and stuff.
So that's not the woman, the woman wearing the Joy Division shirt.
Probably not. No. Because she's like a fancy lady in her fancy.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's from afar.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm going Candyman here.
That's what I knew was going to happen. So now JPO gets to either tie thing.
Yeah, no, this is a bit of a toughie because kind of like you said, they're about five. Let's just look. They're about 5-6 spots away from each other, so they're pretty close on the list here. So I'm gonna kind of just sway to what I think I would maybe kind of rewatch more and go back to, and I think I'm gonna sway towards Smile. It was kind of one of the bigger surprises of the year. The trailer didn't totally win me over here, but I thought it did it really well. So I'm gonna go Smile here by a little bit.
Yeah, and actually, contrast Carrie, I thought the ending was pretty creepy. So, but
I think you're both right. I think it's a little cliche, but I think they handle it really well, and I still think it does deliver, especially with the story.
Yeah. I do understand
where
he's coming from for sure.
Oh, sorry about that.
Yeah, it's
the
fine.
problem with the end of Smile is that it came after I saw Barbarian, and they had that same kind of big creature ending. So I was like, I kind of saw that already like a month ago.
Yeah.
All right.
Wait, it's tied, isn't it? It's 2-2.
It's tied.
I apologize for that. I moved it on, but I can move on something else. Hunter, what are you choosing?
Yeah. Oh yeah, because I had the first tiebreaker. Okay, so for the tiebreaker, thinking about it, I'm gonna go Candyman.
You sure?
Yeah. You just betray the team, Hunter.
Thinking about it more, and like the ending really did feel predictable.
Jeez, I had your back, man.
Harry Sweet.
I know, brother.
All right. All right.
These are all your movies, though, man.
I'm like, I agree with you, Hunter. You're like, you know what? I disagree with both of us. I'm gonna go.
All right. Next matchup is Nope versus.
I feel like Hunter might like Nope.
The Ruins. All right. And wait, are we back up to Hunter?
No, Jordan.
Me.
Oh, wait.
No.
Yeah, we started with Jordan last time.
No, Jordan started with. I know. I still know what you did last.
So Hunter starts. So this is me.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's you. I'm sorry. Yeah.
No, that's right. My mistake. I'm gonna go Nope here. I haven't seen The Ruins, so it's no shade on The Ruins. I just haven't seen it. But yeah, there's not a lot. There's not a lot that can compete, I think, with the Jordan Peele film just in general. So I think this might be just, kind of a thing for the matchup because I don't see The Ruins making it through this one, but surprises come all the time. I think Nope is a pretty incredibly crafted film. It's Jordan Peele's like big, like sensational kind of movie. Like some people, which I think they're wrong about, like wrongly try to say that Nope's not even a horror film because it does go so deep into like science fiction and stuff like that. But I mean, some of the things that happen
definitely horror.
Some of the things.
Yeah, I mean, you could be more than just horror, but you're still horror.
Yeah. It's like a horror sci-fi. But what I'm saying is he's going different than Get Out and Us and stuff like that, which I think both of those are very clearly horror. And then this one is going a little bit into different genres, which I think is actually pretty cool when horror can do that. I love the performances in this, Kaluuya and Palmer. There's a creature in this movie that is so terrifying, and then there's an animal in this movie that is also very terrifying. It's just a very scary film, and I love it. I need to check out The Ruins. Carrie.
I'm gonna go Nope here because I haven't seen The Ruins and I really love Nope. But that said, I've heard good things about The Ruins and I really want to check it out soon.
Totally. JPO.
Ask me if I'm going to vote for The Ruins.
Are you going to vote for The Ruins?
Nope. Hey, I'm here all night. Thank you. No, I do. Obviously, I like The Ruins, but I just looked. It's actually the last movie on my list. It's the 64th, so I'm not too high on it. But no, I like it. It's it's an archaeological like pyramid, and they go on and they're told not to go on it, and then they're kind of forced to stay on it. Some body shit starts happening. That's pretty effective here. Iceman from X-Men's in it. Different people you might know. So I dig it. It's a fun one. Good. I think worth watching here. It's actually one that's kind of grown on me. I've seen the movie. Grown on me. It's funny. Trust me. But yeah, no, Nope's a really interesting piece here, man. Jordan Peele's made a really good trilogy so far. Not trilogy, but his first 3 movies are all great in a different way too. That's another ranking I have a hard time doing here. I think it's Get Out's 1, but I have a hard time ranking this and Us. But yeah, Nope's gonna get my vote.
If Daniel Kaluuya had been in Us, then I could see it being like a spiritual trilogy. But
I don't mind him doing different people though. You know, I love.
No, I don't either. I'm
M'Baku.
just saying, like, if there was like a little bit more connected tissue, like there is with like the Cornetto trilogy and the ice cream.
Yeah, well, I'm fine to be in different worlds though too. You know,
True. Hunter.
Just spiritually because it's all peels.
Yeah, Nope. I absolutely love Nope, man.
Like, I got this for free. I don't really even like it.
Yeah, hey, I don't like this movie. What are you talking about? No,
just covered a hole in my wall. It's not really bad.
No, seriously though, I absolutely love Nope. I think what's great about it is it's a movie that knows it's a spectacle and calls it out that it's a spectacle in the film. Like this big budget, like Jaws, like summer blockbuster horror film. I think the creature designs are amazing. I think the actual shots of like the open landscape are beautiful. The acting is amazing. So yeah, Nope for me.
Totally. All right. So moving on. Nope. Next matchup. The Babadook, or the Badabook, versus Get Out.
Hey,
this is a easy, tough matchup here. Let's see what happens. Carrie.
Get Out.
No, it's tough. You're supposed to like.
No, it's not tough for me. I guess the Babadook has grown on me. But Get Out I've loved from the beginning, and I think they're both really good. They're both really important. But yeah, it's Get Out. I just think it's we lost Hunter.
You told him to get out, and then he
he listened.
He listened.
Nice.
I don't know. Get Out is just like the Babadook. The story's really good and it's scary, but Get Out I think has those same elements. Plus, I think the cinematography and the soundtrack are just absolutely fantastic. I think, just for maybe being in the US, it's probably I guess it depends on who you are. But this is one that got, I know, non-horror people into the theaters to see a horror movie, which is always really
and
cool.
some rare Oscar nominations, which we talked about before.
So Get Out.
Hunter, she was just saying the title of the movie, Get Out.
Hunter.
You
didn't have to leave, buddy.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, please stay.
JPO.
Yeah, I mean, big shout out first to the Babadook because, again, it's not necessarily a movie that I probably would have got to see right away or maybe even ever, but it was definitely a word of mouth movie of like, hey, if you like horror, check this out. It's a little movie from Australia, you know what I mean? A cast you don't know. So, I mean, shout out to that for kind of like even like Get Out to a degree, because even Get Out was a smaller early year release that, again, got word of mouth. I was kind of into it from the beginning because I love Peele from Key and Peele, and I'd heard him in podcasts like talk about his love for horror. So I was kind of in it from the get-go, and yeah, it was a great movie, and it's just slightly more up my alley. I love the cast you got going here. I've been a big Bradley Whitford fan since Billy Madison. So fun seeing him in this. I think Kaluuya is great. And it also gets the right amount of humor too as well. It's never over the top, but like Laura Howery's as funny as the buddy, and yeah, so Get Out is just slightly more up my alley, and one I would definitely go to more. So
totally, Hunter.
Yeah, I love both of these films. I recently watched The Babadook, and Chad knows I was in the chat room just complaining about how much I hate that fucking kid in this movie.
We all do.
just the character is annoying. But overall, man, I think Get Out is a near perfect film. I think what it does real well is it balances Peele's humor and really great scares, but also it's a horror movie with a powerful message about, people who don't think they're racist and act like that they're not racist, but they say racist shit all the time. And that's kind of where the comedy comes from in this film. Allison Williams is amazing. Daniel Kaluuya is a fucking star, man. Get Out gets my vote.
Yeah, actually, I do think that the kid being annoying is a part of the movie, like the point of the movie. And the anxiety and all that. But this is actually a lot closer for me, and it's not because I think any less than you guys do of Get Out, but that's how highly I look at the Babadook. If I were to make my own list, I'm sure both would be in my top 10. I just love the Babadook so much. I think I'm like Tara Carpenter in that way, where I just think it is such a great horror movie with some really great themes about depression and loss and all that stuff.
Grief.
No, I definitely Get Out. I definitely agree about Get Out, where I do think it's pretty perfect movie. I think Jordan Peele surprised everyone with this one, and just thought maybe it could be interesting or good, but not like one of the best movies ever made. I don't think anyone was thinking, hey, in 2022 they're going to put it in Sight and Sound's top 100 films of all time list. No, I don't think anybody thought that, or that it would get nominated for Best Picture, or I don't know, that it would just be one that you could just watch over and over and over and get new things out
of.
It's a good
rewatch too. Really.
Yeah, it's just incredible. I mean, we did a whole episode on Get Out on Welcome to Primetime and just discussed the shit out of it. So if you just want more thoughts on that, check out that video on the Nerd Entertainment Network. And yeah, we all love that movie. So Get Out definitely moves on. Incredible.
And crazy that even held on that long to get nominated. Because it's in early 2017 to get nominated for 2018 that doesn't happen often either.
Honestly,
to keep it in mind.
I'd have to look through the rest of the movies in that slate, but Get Out totally would have been my pick to win.
Yeah, definitely. Love that the last 3 movies that moved on were all had Jordan Peele to do with them.
That's
in
true.
A way.
Oh yeah.
Because Candyman, he was produced by, he directed and Get Out. So
that's been a good run so far.
Let's see if there's any Jordan Peele stuff in the next matchup, which is
it could be
28 Days Later.
I don't think he's in that.
Wait, is this not Ginger Snaps? It's like or It Follows.
No people.
Very interesting matchup. 2, I will say, really, really, really good movies. Who are we starting with here?
I think
JPO.
Yeah. Damn, there's another one too. I kind of want to hear what other people say because I feel like they're kind of close to me. It Follows, again, another one, nice word of mouth. Like, it's something you should see. I love the opening sequence too. It kind of reminded me recently of Talk to Me. Like, it's a good opening sequence of like showing you kind of a side character and what the horror that is to come.
No spoilers.
No, just like that's why I said it's a horrific thing in a horror movie. I don't think it's that bad. I don't think it's that big of a spoiler. So 20 Days Later, that's something I think I've grown on more over the years as well. Good zombie flick here, or not, or if you're gonna fight me, rage, whatever. They're not zombies. They're zombies. Let's see here. Flip a coin in my head, and 28 Weeks Later, I'm gonna go with.
Weeks or days?
Oh, I said weeks. I said weeks, but I meant days. It's definitely days.
He meant days.
I do kind of like weeks as well, though. But days, and I can't wait for months. Come on, let's get to
it. So yes, I think both these films are really good. But my pick is It Follows. This is a movie that I had no idea what it was about. It was on Netflix one night. I was like, I'm gonna check it out. Really, really love the movie without knowing anything about it. I love how it's kind of this demonic STD that follows you around everywhere. I think it's super creepy. Even though the thing just walks towards you, that's what makes it creepy, is that the anticipation of that, like, this thing is never going to stop. Like, you can't stop it. Like, it's just continuously coming towards you. That's completely terrifying. So It Follows.
Yeah, I actually 100% agree with Hunter here. I do like 28 Days Later. I need to revisit it. I like it's kind of cheap, the way it looks, like really cheap, but kind of like on purpose, where it doesn't look polished. But that's like my favorite part about stuff like the original Halloween and Evil Dead and stuff like that, where it looks kind of old, which is great for horror, I think, because it just makes it a little bit creepier. But It Follows, also kind of like the original Halloween, has like one of my favorite kind of concepts, which is like the slow, inevitable march of death, and something that is inescapable. And that's exactly how It Follows makes you feel. I think that's kind of like what the big theme of it is you can never outrun death. That's also Final Destination too. So
Yeah.
it's a very big theme in horror, and I think It Follows is one of the best ones to actually get that right, and that would also rank very, very highly for me. And I need to actually make my top 64, my top 100 for just horror. I think that would actually be a fun project I need to get on. But yeah, It Follows would definitely be up there for me. This is a tougher choice.
Both of these movies so I'll say I'm gonna go with the one I tend to rewatch more though. I really do love both of these movies, and if it went to Chad as a tiebreaker, I know what he would choose. So I'm going with It Follows.
My tiebreaker for another time.
I guess that's true.
All right, moving on. It Follows.
But I do watch it.
And
often, so.
Just to note, that is the second time that we said sorry to 28 Days Later. Last time it was Ginger Snap. This time it was It Follows.
Yeah, we did a 2000s bracket, and it was up against Ginger Snaps. And I thought this.
I've never seen that one.
It's good, but I thought 28 Days Later was going to be like in the top 4, and it didn't even make it past.
I like Ginger Snaps more. And Austin was going to fight us on it.
Oh, he was. He was pissed.
He was wearing a 28 Days Later shirt.
I
don't know about that. All right. I think we're at the end here, so we're going to go into the next side.
Yay.
Woohoo!
Freddy versus Jason versus Freddy versus Jason versus Alien. Don't you want to see that movie?
Yes. Do that crossover.
That was not planned, even though it seems like it was. Is this Hunter or me? It's Hunter. No,
it's Hunter. Yeah,
Hunter.
Yeah. All right. I actually really love Freddy vs. Jason, but come on, Alien is a classic. It is, has one of the badass final girls in Ripley. It's super terrifying, super claustrophobic. Got to go with Alien.
Okay, so now something's a classic for Hunter. Gotcha. It wasn't Halloween 78.
What do you?
Like, can you still
really?
And scroll up. It's like bothering me so much.
What do you want me to do?
Zoom in more and then scroll up.
That's as far as you can.
Okay, well, scroll up at least a little bit. No, like down. I mean, so you can see the bottom. Okay, thank you.
All right, Carrie's a little bit persnickety over here, but yeah, no worries. No, Hunter's actually 100% correct this time. Alien
this time, wow,
is this time. We'll see on the other times. Alien is, some might call it a perfect film. There are the debates, Alien or Aliens, and for me,
I prefer Aliens, but
that's interesting. For me, Alien will probably always win, even though I do like James Cameron, and I think he did a great job with the sequel. This one's like a slasher. It's just such a really, really great film. You get the chest burster. You get Ripley. I mean, she is badass in Aliens. I love the whole, mother-daughter thing that they got going on in it, even though they betray it in Alien Cubed. But that being...
We don't talk about that.
We don't talk about Alien Cubed. But I do love her, like, kind of arc from to becoming such a badass heroine in the movie, and you know what? Another reason why I love this movie, because the cat survives. Jonesy survives.
Yeah.
Normal horror movies, other horror movies are just killing animals left and right because they don't matter, right? Nope. Alien says they do.
Have you ever seen One Missed Call?
No,
we
have the original Japanese trilogy.
I heard it's really bad. Like one of the rare horror movies that have.
It is so bad, and the thing is too, like it kills its own lore in the first 5 minutes. It's supposed to like kill people that like on the phone or whatnot. It kills the cat in the first 5 minutes. I'm like, why? Other than just being dumb and horrific.
The phone.
No, it just right away just like, and the cat dies. The zombie goes after that or whatever. The spear.
It's stupid.
Yeah, but that being said, yeah, we have to get to that. But thanks for the trigger warning. But yeah, Alien
in the first 5 minutes.
Gotcha. Alien is a pretty perfect movie. Freddy vs. Jason is fun, but it's it's one of those to where it's gonna be a guilty pleasure for someone, if anything. I think. I guess
definitely
for
a guilty pleasure
for sure. But yeah, it's one of those where they're trying to get like the right scripts, and I don't know. I don't know if they did, but it's definitely fun. Either way, what they came up with was kind of cool. So I dig watching that movie, but it's no Alien. Carrie.
Yeah, Alien. Alien's one of my favorite movies of all time. I think it's just like the suspense and everything in the characters are incredible.
Yeah, JPO.
I mean, no. I mean, you kind of said it yourself. Like this is a top 10 versus a bottom 10 movie. Freddy vs. Jason is fun, but it's no more than that. And it's something I've kind of warmed up to on rewatches, especially after that first view. And you're like, this is kind of fine, a little muddled. If you just sit back and have fun, I think it is a decent amount of fun here. It's not often that we got to see two icons kind of clash like that. But yeah, Alien kind of really set the groundwork. Like a lot of the OGs that still stand the test of time, a movie from the 70s. It stands the test of time. I love it. One of the best leading females continued on in Aliens. Let's not talk about Alien 3, but yeah, Alien is awesome.
And I think Ripley actually kind of changed the game for like female hero or
definitely
women heroes and stuff like that. So yeah, Hunter. Hunter started.
Yeah, I started.
What were you gonna say, Hunter?
Oh, wasn't Ripley like the catalyst for a lot of these like badass final girls, like the Nancy Thompsons and the Sidney Prescott and things like that? Like really showing that like the female-led heroes can really fight back.
Yeah, because I mean, I guess if you look at it, like Laurie Strode is a great final girl, but she's not badass. She does.
Yeah, she's more of just a survivor, but yeah.
Yeah.
So you're onto something there, Hunter. I think. Moving on to the next matchup. Alien moves on. Alien moves on.
We got it.
Tucker and Dale versus Evil versus Hellraiser. Don't you want to see that movie?
No.
You don't.
I kind of do actually want to see that crossover.
I kind of do want to see that movie.
Like,
yeah.
Hey, buddy, slow down. Why
slow down.
All right.
I told you I have to fuck with that cube.
Tucker and I'm sorry.
What?
Tucker and Dale versus Evil is what I pick in this matchup. Here, Hellraiser, I like. I need to kind of go through the franchise because I'm not sure which ones I actually really like. I think the original Hellraiser has like a good concept, good execution. I don't know if I would say it's fun. I guess equal amounts of pleasure and pain. But yeah. Tucker and Dale versus Evil, I think, is one of the most unique movies, and definitely like top 5 like horror comedies I think of all time. I love its concept. I love how it makes you think about the idea of your perception of people, and if that could be wrong. And I like how the people who have the negative perception of people that turns out to be wrong kind of die in like kind of hilarious ways. Not saying that people who have negative perceptions of other people should die, but it's a horror movie, and it's funny. So it's a really fun movie. I love Alan Tudyk in it, and everyone else in it, and yeah, this one makes me laugh so much. Carrie.
I like Tucker and Dale versus Evil, and I don't super care for Hellraiser, so I'm going with Tucker and Dale versus Evil. And by I mean I love that movie. I think it's hilarious.
Okay, talking in code.
I should have just said I loved it. I don't know why I said I liked it.
No, I got some love for Hellraiser here. I think it's a really good, just grotesque Clive Barker come to life horror film here. Also one of those ones too when you look back on it, like Pinhead here is not even in really all that much. It's more about this kind of grotesque family here and about like the ex-husband, I think, or the cheater boyfriend coming to life and whatnot. But yeah, some good body horror there, and I think some of the groundwork since it's a good bonkers ending as well. But yeah, Tucker and Dale is definitely where my heart's gonna go here. Good unique concept here of them, just the kids thinking they're kind of in a horror movie because they're here with these these hillbillies they just don't understand, but they're just good, kind-hearted people here and perfectly casted for Alan Tudyk and Tyler Labine, who I just did a fantasy sitcom draft. I casted Tyler Labine as a pro wrestler trying to make his comeback in Powerbomb, the TV show. I'm trying to pitch that right now to the networks. Come on.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah,
he was the guy I went with.
Nice. Hunter.
So I love both these films. I would have gone with Hellraiser personally, just because I love the body horror and the kind of the really great practical effects that Hellraiser used, especially the Frank coming to life scene. It's like a stop motion and just kind of bones and stuff like regrowing. So beautifully done. But Tucker and Dale vs. Evil, I think it's super funny. I think the funniest moment is was it Alan Tudyk coming out with a chainsaw like Leatherface with his face puffed up. So funny, man.
I just love too, like he's running and then like he sees the kids running next to him, like why is he running too?
Why is he running?
So good. Yeah. Speaking of Ringu,
kids are killing themselves. Hey, Ringu.
There we go.
That just sounds like something I want to order at an Italian restaurant. Yeah, I'll take it to Ringu.
Ringu.
Thank you. Yeah.
All right, so Tucker and Dale moved on.
Yes.
All right, moving on to the next matchup, we got Final Destination 2
hey, we got the sequel
versus Scream.
Battle of the Twos.
2 versus 2.
Hell yeah.
I think we're on Carrie.
Yeah.
Carrie.
Yeah. Poor Final Destination 2 really suffered. I mean, it is really good, I think, for the budget that they had for this movie. But I mean, Scream 2 is Scream 2. I think it's almost as good as the first one. And like what I love Scream 2 so much. I can't vote against it in this round.
Yeah, JPO.
Battle of the Two is here. Yeah, Final Destination 2, good sequel, good follow-up here. But yeah, Scream, again, kind of being one of my favorite franchises. I think it's a really good follow-up here. Another great opening sequence here. Some great red herrings, some good castings. And also, too, like one thing I'll say that holds me back from Final Destination just a little bit here is that damn, that death always wins. There's really no happiness in those movies here. No, so not. Like you find out, like, yep, Devin's out. Well, he dead. Like they don't even really get to see the end of his
Fallen Brick. Yep.
Ali Larder's depressed and in like an institution for the first bit, and then finally, you know what I mean? Like, there's really not a lot of life and happiness.
This is the one though where she survives at the end. Like
she does not.
No, she dies.
Well, now we're on spoilers.
Spoiler alert for Final Destination 2. No, she blows up.
It came out in 2002.
Here's a spoiler. She don't make it to 3.
Does 3 Mary Elizabeth Winstead survive?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
yeah.
That's where
3 is just Winstead. Oh, does she survive? Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like one where
I haven't seen 3 in a minute.
They survive.
Well, Ali Larder survives from 1
maybe
to 2.
I'm just thinking of Ali Larder. Yeah.
Maybe I guess that's what I was focusing on was the fact that like we come into the sequel going, your main dude's dead, your main girl's kind of depressed and like in an institution, then she dies, and you know what I mean? Like just like damn, man, it's real tough. Like hits you take.
Yeah, it is cool because she's like the one that like knows what's going on.
Yeah,
like everyone's like, what's going on, and she's like, oh, I've been there. So, all right.
And I think we all know also if we're ever driving behind like a truck that has like a bunch of like wooden planks on it, you just get that lane over, baby.
Go to a rest stop.
Yeah, no. You gotta speed past it, get another lane, take a break,
Yep. Do something.
Like, I've seen this movie.
So you pick
Scream. Sorry, did I not finalize Scream?
Scream 2. All right, Hunter.
Yeah, for me, it's definitely Scream 2. One of the best horror sequels, in my opinion. What it does really well is it allows you to follow the characters from high school to college in a way that seems realistic. So you're growing with the characters. And come on, that lunchroom scene, amazing. I think I love you. What are you so afraid of? Scream 2, definitely.
Good Timothy Oliphant, like, yeah, I'm gonna murder these people later.
In the background, yeah, hold on.
Yeah, so this is actually interesting because I absolutely love both of these. Like I said, I'm a big fan of the Final Destination franchise. I think it's incredible the way they do it. Just like JPO said, like it's terrifying. Driving after on a highway after watching that, especially if you see a truck like that or just any kind of big truck. Really, just you can think about the carnage that could happen with just one wrong move, kind of a deal, which is true. Be careful driving, guys. But
don't be stupid on the road, guys.
I do think the Final Destination franchise also is just kind of, it has its own share of problems. It's not like that deep of a franchise or anything like that, but I do think the second movie is a great entry into that franchise. But yeah, Scream 2 and the original Scream are my two favorite Screams, and those would definitely probably make it into, well, one of them at least would make it into my top 10 for sure, but probably both because just like Carrie said, there are times when Scream 2 is my favorite Scream movie just because I think it ups everything. Wow. It honestly it goes deeper into developing Dewey and Gale and stuff like that. So I just love that stuff. You
intro to the Dewey theme for the first time.
Yep, the Dewey theme. You got Buffy's in it for a hot minute. It's just a really, really great movie. And like Hunter said, with like the college setting is just really cool. It's just like the next logical thing. The only thing I don't like is the Randy death. But even that I'm fine with.
I've always said that does it break my heart? Yes, but I kind of like it in the fact that like it showed that like anyone could go. You know what I mean? If they're willing to do him off, like it does raise the stakes, and it is unexpected. Like halfway through, and that's what I mean. And I kind of like ballsy moves. Like that's one of my small problems with 6 is I feel like 6 was like didn't have the balls to off like anybody. But 5 did, and 2 does.
But the problem is, Kevin Williamson like wrote that in, and then he didn't do it again until he didn't do it again. They did it again in 5, which Kevin Williamson didn't even write. So he's like, we can kill off anyone, and then they don't.
Well, even in like 3's opening sequence with Schreiber, like,
well, I guess like, you count Cotton as like a core.
I do because he's like one of the heroes in 2, and then he's off in 3 in the first minute. So
he's one of the heroes.
I think it's a pretty ballsy move.
Fair. I could see your take on it. But yeah, now Scream 2 is up there. Love it to pieces. Love it to pieces, as William Bibiani would say. One of my favorite movies of all time. Scream is I love it to death. All right,
Scream
next.
What? It's a franchise with no bad movies.
Yeah, agreed.
Agree. Moving on up.
Shaun of the Dead. I already know what cast we're gonna pick.
Favorite movies: Shaun of the Dead versus Krampus.
Yes.
All right, and we're starting with who? JPO.
Yeah, this was slightly easy here for me, man. We actually talked about the Cornetto trilogy earlier just for fun, comparing it to like Peele's. But I love that entire trilogy here. And I think, again, it has the stakes of, it awesome characters in a very sad and abrupt way, but it's still very funny all throughout it here. So I think it's the kind of pinnacle of just a really funny, smart horror comedy. Krampus has its moments too, as well. This is actually something I wish we had a follow up to. There's a bunch of weird ass like Krampus direct-to-DVD movies that have nothing to do with this one, but a real follow-up to this one here. I even like the ending here. The ending you can interpret in a couple different ways. I have my take on it, but I know some people actually have a different take on how it ends. But it did lead to my other new rule, which is at least where I used to live in Florida, don't see PG-13 movies opening night because teenagers suck and they will ruin your experience. But that's besides the point. But yeah, Shaun of the Dead will get my vote here, man. That entire trilogy, I think, is like all A+ movies.
Hell yeah, Hunter.
Yeah, I love the Cornetto trilogy. I freaking love Shaun of the Dead. I think what's great about it is the zombie opening scene is amazing because it's like everyone is not really zombies yet, but they're just like controlled by technology, so they're just kind of roaming around on their phones and shit. And then what's funny is when Shaun is like doing his routine and zombies are actually there, he cannot tell the difference. I think that's
he opens the Coke machine. There's blood on the door. Like he's so oblivious. He's just going through the routine. That's great scene.
It's so funny, man. Plus, the movie has great heart, especially the ending of it. So Shaun of the Dead is my pick.
Yeah, definitely same here. Like that scene that they're basically saying that he can't tell the difference because modern life is kind of like that anyways, where everyone's a zombie. That's also the first sequence that they filmed, and nobody knew what was going on because Edgar Wright has basically full auteur like control of his films, and he's just a freaking genius. This was his big passion, like his and Simon Pegg's big passion project, and they had to scrape together to get this damn thing made. For Christmas, Carrie got me the You've Got Red on You book, which is about the making of Shaun of the Dead.
That's cool.
And I read through that thing, and it's just so fascinating to just like see like what it takes for someone like Edgar Wright, to go from spaced and actually get this film made just by like having so many people who are fans of space just be okay with long days of shooting and also not getting paid. Basically, like they had to I think legally get paid like £1.
Wow.
But they were basically like, no, we'll come and just be zombies. We just for the experience and because we love space so much, and to have that transfer to them making their big film, and then Simon Pegg becoming like such a huge star, and now he's in the Mission Impossible franchise, and just
the
like
boys.
Yep, the boys. Briefly, he's in that, and then just like JPO said, like that, just that entire what would become the Cornetto trilogy. After a joke, is just really, really, really.
Can you find Cornetto in the States?
I don't know. I don't know if we have it here, but we do have like Nutty Buddies and stuff like that, which is kind of the same thing. But yeah, I adore that trilogy. I adore Shaun of the Dead so much. I think it's kind of a perfect film. Krampus is fun. It's just it wouldn't be in my my top 100, I don't think, but I do remember it being like a really fun like Christmas movie, and the concept of Krampus was really scary. And I remember like the sound design for that movie was like really, really good.
Cool. Yeah, I'm gonna go Shaun. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. Again, talking about movies that I've seen so many times. Like this is like again one of my most watched movies of all time, and I love it. And Krampus is fun, but it's not Shaun of the Dead.
Especially one of her most watched movies because she's married to me.
Yeah,
but
to be fair, Shaun of the Dead is like our #1 movie, horror movie of the 2000s. So.
Yep, it is.
Yes.
Yep.
Hey, speaking of Tubi, there's your next countdown. Tubi exclusives horror.
Tubi exclusives.
But I do also love the fact that Carrie plopped down and was like, "Cool story, bro."
Cool.
After I got done with all right, so Shaun of the Dead moves on, and we'll go to the next matchup, which is Gerald's game, which I was very
Mike
excited
Flanagan.
to see on his list because I love Mike Flanagan.
I do too.
Come to Daddy, the Elijah Wood movie.
Yeah. Ooh.
Right.
Nice pick, JPO.
Hunter.
both these movies are really great in two different ways, man. Gerald's Game I love because I love horror movies that take place in one location, in one area, in one small thing that, it's talking about survival. But Come to Daddy is a wild fucking movie. I mean, Elijah Wood is great in it. This weird psychological type movie. I'm gonna go with Gerald's Game. Again, I love Mike Flanagan. I love one set locations. I love the the aspect of like having to survive with your own thoughts and your own like trauma. It's amazing. Gerald's Game for me.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna agree. I haven't seen Come to Daddy. I've been meaning to, but there's Mike Flanagan's one of my favorite filmmakers, horror or other. But he does mostly go in the horror genre. But I just love how he has like his own style, where he's not afraid to make like a film or like a show with horror as like kind of like the backdrop, but it's not like the main thing. He's focused on making like a really good story with really good characters. Like, I think like Midnight Mass is one of like the best like
Midnight Mass is fantastic
shows of all time. And horror is definitely a part of it, but it's also a drama. And I think Gerald's Game is kind of the same. And I think Mike Flanagan is, other than like Stanley Kubrick, I would say like Mike Flanagan and Frank Darabont is like the best to adapt Stephen King stories, because I think he's kind of like the next coming of Stephen King. I feel like he's a Stephen King in himself, and that's why another spoiler for our brackets, Dr. Sleep won our 2010s bracket. But yeah, I adore Gerald's Game. I read through the novel and I never thought it would be adapted to screen. And then Mike Flanagan crushed it. He was like, I know exactly how to do this. I'm gonna make it kind of trippy. I'm gonna have the giants there. Then we're gonna do like a flashback. We're gonna make it like the eclipse, a lot of eclipse imagery. I don't know. It's just really, really great. And some body horror with like how she's like trying to get out of those handcuffs and stuff like that. There's a lot of really great stuff in Gerald's Game, and I love it. So yeah, Gerald's Game.
Sorry, I'm listening the whole time.
She is
very uncomfortable. Sure. Yeah, I haven't seen Come to Daddy and Gerald's Game. I absolutely love that movie. I love that it's on your list. So I'm going Gerald's Game.
Always happy when I see Gerald's Game on a list.
Now, happy to see other people enjoy it as well here, because I still think it's kind of underseen to a degree. Yeah, check out Come to Daddy whenever you can here. Elijah Wood's kind of perfect as this guy who thinks he's seen his kind of not often talked to dad here. There's some fun twists and turns and like really crazy like kind of twists and turns with some of the side characters as well. It was a pleasant watch. But yeah, Gerald's Game, man, I'm really surprised. One I kind of slept on just because I'm actually not necessarily a one kind of location guy, but I love Carla Gugino, and then later on was like, oh, it's Mike Flanagan. Like, look at what else he's done. Hush was something I came to kind of late as well, and I really dig Hush. And of course, you guys mentioned Dr. Sleep, which is a banker, as the cool kids say. And I think she's great in this here, man. And because it's kind of Stephen King and it's Mike Flanagan too, they keep it really interesting throughout here. Not only just a great leading performance by Gugino, but it constantly stays interesting. And yeah, this was one of the horror surprises of the year. Even though it was a couple years behind, but yeah, Gerald's Game. I'm giving my vote too as well.
Hell yeah.
And one of my other favorite things about Mike Flanagan films is his great use of Henry Thomas and pretty much everything he does.
Yeah.
That's true.
Because I love
By the way, Chad,
Henry Thomas. Go ahead, Hunter.
You and me and Carrie have to do an episode on Mike Flanagan one day.
We will.
General.
Yeah.
We definitely will. All right, moving on. Red State, the Kevin Smith film versus
movie.
Happy Death Day.
Two very different films.
Yeah.
And we're starting with me.
Yep.
On this one. Yeah. I I like Kevin Smith. I don't love most of his movies. I think he's a great dude. But I haven't seen Red State. I need to get around to it. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't. It's just one of the Kevin Smith movies I haven't seen yet. But Happy Death Day was a big surprise. Hunter likes Christopher Landon a lot more than I do. But I do think this may be his best movie. We might be doing a Christopher Landon ranking at some point over on my channel.
That'd be great.
So I'm gonna watch through some more of them. But Happy Death Day was a really good surprise, because I remember around that time, I think you had what was it? What was that one movie that was like
Groundhog Day?
No. It was like another Blumhouse that was like
Ready or Not?
Not Ready or Not, but it was the other kind of
Truth
game.
or Dare?
Truth or Dare. It was like stuff like that was coming out, and I was like, Happy Death Day. And I was seeing like the trailers, like the baby face. I was like, this is gonna be stupid. And then I didn't see it in theaters, I don't think, but we saw it.
I thought we did.
I thought we saw it on like Redbox.
Maybe
actually.
we did. Maybe it was Redbox.
And when I finally got around to it, I was like, oh wait, this is actually kind of interesting. And like Jessica Roth is like really good in it. And I even like the sequel, which was interesting. So it's a really fun movie, and I really like it a lot. So Happy Death Day moves on from me. Carrie.
Same here. Happy Death Day. I haven't seen Red State yet, but I really love Happy Death Day. It is very surprising because I love Groundhog Day, but otherwise I hate the Groundhog Day setup.
Ooh. Yeah.
It's like one of like in TV shows.
Trope,
oh my god, I know you do.
Yeah, I'm about to debunk that real quick soon.
I hate it. I can't stand it.
There was
but I actually like it in this movie, this movie like had to fight a losing battle and it won.
I got something else to say, but JPO, go.
No, I was going to debunk that real quick, because I'm actually going to say we've been spoiled with really good Groundhog Day repeats itself movies these last 3 years. If you like action, check out Boss Level with Frank Grillo on Hulu, and then stay on Hulu if you like comedy and romance, because you got Andy Samberg and Palm Springs. It was a great R-rated comedy as well. And so I mean, every once in a while, sometimes there's also like a kind of mediocre one with Adam Devine on Netflix.
Edge of Tomorrow is another example.
Edge of Tomorrow, another great action one, man. Yeah, absolutely. So I don't know. I think between those three, which I think are all great, and this one, which I think is also kind of great. Yeah, I think I like that trope. So far, I feel like there's enough definitely qualifications for it. So yeah, I had a lot of fun with it, man. I love the horror aspect of it as well. Kind of every day, let's figure out how who's killing me. I'd say it's a fun little concept, and it's also another one. As you can kind of see, I like several of the humor ones as well here, comedy ones. So I thought it worked out really well. Check out Red State, though, man. You will not know it's a Kevin Smith movie. Unlike every other Kevin Smith movie, you easily have no idea. These three kids think they're about to hook up, and it gets worse. And fantastic cast here too. Honestly, John Goodman and Michael Parks give Oscar-worthy performances in this movie here. They're both fantastic. And I just checked it out. If you have a Roku, it's on the Roku channel for free. So, which was good, because there was a while there where you could not find Red State unless you're crazy like me and own the Blu-ray that was like limited release. But now it's like kind of pricey. But hey, you can go watch it on your Rokus, everybody. Red State will get my vote just because no one saw it.
Two things I want to say real quick. As long as Red State is better than Tusk, I'll probably like it.
It is, but you're also looking at a guy that likes Tusk.
And then the second thing is I also love, like I said, the Groundhog Day concept and just how it's used in such unique ways in different genres. Another one that I forgot about until now, and it's one that we need to watch this December, Carrie, is Christmas Every Day, which is an Eric Von Detten movie. He's in like Brink and stuff like that. If you know what Brink is, and
I've heard of Brink, but I've never seen it.
It's a really fun Christmas movie from 1996, same year as Scream. Not as good as Scream, but it's another one that uses the concept that nobody talks about, and I remember it being like really a fun Christmas movie. But yeah, Hunter.
So I've seen Red State, but it's been like forever since I've seen Red State. I absolutely love Happy Death Day though. Christopher Landon. This was the first movie I watched from him, and I like the idea of taking these kind of non-horror movies and turning them into like giving them like a horror flavor, which is why I'm super excited for him to direct Scream 7. I think he's going to bring that really great horror comedy element to the Scream franchise. But Happy Death Day is a really great movie. Really shows a great character development of Tree from this unlikable character early on to by the end you really root for her and you really love that character. So Happy Death Day is my pick.
Definitely. All right. Happy Death Day moves on, and we're going to move to the next matchup, which is New Nightmare versus The Thing. Ooh. Which The Thing ranks very highly for JPO. So,
yes.
We're starting with Carrie.
Yes. Yeah, as much as I love New Nightmare, I wish it was just in a different spot and it could, well, maybe we'll get further. I mean, I guess I don't know what everyone's going to vote for, but as much as I love New Nightmare, like The Thing is a perfect movie. It is one of my favorites. It's probably in my top 10 movies. So going with The Thing.
JPO.
I mean, you kind of spoiled it, Chad. The Thing is pretty high for me. It was in the top 5. So, yeah, unfortunately, New Nightmare, which, again, a lot of respect to it. Good way of really kind of taking, especially where Freddy is at this point in the franchise, where I think a lot of people are kind of ready to walk away from Freddy. A good way of kind of like reintroducing him, having something different to say, and like there's a good chance that like we don't necessarily get Scream without something like New Nightmare to a degree. So yeah, that really interesting concept. But yeah, The Thing is a top 5er for me. Kind of like Hunter said before, just it's practical effects, like when you talk about Hellraiser, and again the practical effects are on point here. That great paranoia of just who is it, who is it not. I even enjoy the ending here. I love The Thing. I think it's high up for me just in general and especially in horror. So yeah, The Thing will get my vote.
Hunter,
you cheating bitch. Yes, I absolutely love The Thing. I really love New Nightmare as well. I think because I love meta horror a lot, and so New Nightmare is that super meta. But come on, it's The Thing. It's a classic. In my top 10, definitely. So I'm going with The Thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna mimic this. I do think the Thing is a fantastic movie. I also love New Nightmare quite a bit. So this is closer for me, just because I love the Freddy franchise, and this isn't my number 1 Freddy movie. I think that's the OG. This would be a number 2.
Dream Warriors for me, number 1.
Dream Warriors is number 3 for me. But yeah, New Nightmare rules. I love the meta-ness of it prior to Scream. But yeah, The Thing is scary as hell. It's just like you're just like the same as those characters where you're just like, what the fuck? When every little iteration of The Thing happens. Just great body horror, practical effects, just kind of perfect movie, and the isolation and the paranoia, like everyone's been saying, it's just so great. Yeah, The Thing moves on. Next matchup. Urban Legend.
It's back.
Yeah, it's back, baby.
The Invisible Man.
Oh no.
That's the end of this side. All right. JPO.
Hey, another 90s fun horror flick here. Joshua Jackson, somewhere around probably filming Scream 2, film this because he's in that debate scene. Yeah, just another. I really like the concept here. This is one that unfortunately none of the sequels were really able to capitalize on. But I like this one here. Another fun, young cast. People forget Jared Leto, the Joker's in there.
Michael Rosenbaum, Lex Luthor.
Pre Smallville, Michael Rosenbaum, Tara Reid, who has a really fun that scene. I mean, maybe she lives. I don't know. She's in this. Yeah, man. So another just fun 90s thing here. I love the scene with speaking of alumni, little girl from Halloween 4 and 5, Danielle Harris, grown up as the roommate.
Yeah.
Who has a fun scene. Don't turn on the lights.
The goth roommate.
Yeah. So yeah, I like it, man. It's the 90s one I taped off of Showtime free preview and had on VHS for the longest time. But Invisible Man was one of the heroes of the pandemic year. And I just thought it was great, man. They found again a remake that does things a lot differently, but it really works here. I think Elizabeth Moss, who has been primarily TV, I think is one of the maybe best actresses going today, and she's fantastic as this person originally just trying to kind of get out of a bad relationship here, and it's fun. The first half is a lot of fun. I'm not knowing necessarily is she just paranoid or is it actually true, and then that the whole thing just had some good killer moments here. So I'm gonna say Invisible Man.
Definitely some good killer moments in the movie. Hunter.
This is so tough. Like JPO, I absolutely love Urban Legend, man.
Yeah.
It's so good. But The Invisible Man did win our 2020's best horror film, and I definitely stick with that. The Invisible Man is incredible. I love the use of technology where instead of being someone who gets doused in these, chemicals that turns him invisible, as someone who creates an invisible suit, which is, working with the technology we have today. It's creepy. It's scary. It's got the guy from Haunting of Hill House as the abusive ex-boyfriend. He's really good. Elizabeth Moss is incredible in this movie, so Invisible Man is my pick.
Yeah, totally. Like Hunter said, it won our 2020s bracket. The Invisible Man is incredible. I think it's awesome that Hunter likes Urban Legend so much because I know it's like a big kind of Gen X film where a lot of people like that thing. I think it's fun, but it's not like a great movie to me. But I think it's fun. I do like the
Freddy and Chucky are in it. Come on, man.
That's true. That's true. I do like how it's kind of callbacks to legends and stuff like that, and other horror icons and things like that. But yeah, The Invisible Man is, I think, a masterpiece. Leigh Whannell has kind of just surprised me as this big premiere director for me, where I'm first Upgrade and then The Invisible Man, and then I'm like, what do you got next for us? Not that he has to do anything next, because I think he's already given me The Invisible Man, which I think is incredible. Like everybody's been saying, Elizabeth Moss, just everything she's able to show with the domestic abuse and just how that fear just sticks with you, and you're afraid to go out to your mailbox and stuff, and how the the invisible ness plays into the fear of the effect that he had on her is always with her, so he might as well be in the room with her. So it's a pretty freaking great horror movie. I love it to death. The Invisible Man for me. Carrie?
Yes, I'm also going to go with The Invisible Man here. I just think overall it's Urban Legend is really fun, but The Invisible Man is just so well made. It's a great metaphor. The acting is just top notch. To me, it's just the better movie.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. All right. The Invisible Man.
By the way, did not realize that Storm Reed played the daughter in Invisible Man.
Yeah.
Yep.
What a hell of a young actress, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. All right. So we're gonna
can't wait for the Nun too. Am I right, everybody?
Yeah.
So
I did see her in that, and I was like, "Ooh, kind of makes me want to see it."
So we're gonna go on
like notch above, yeah.
We're gonna go on to the second round of matchups, and these ones should go a little quicker because we've already talked about all these. But if you have any other thoughts, you can say them. So we'll start with we'll just start at the top with Hunter on this one.
Yes, for me, Final Destination.
All right, and I'm gonna go Final Destination as well. Carrie.
Also, Final Destination.
JPO.
Oh, but as the guest, my vote counts times 7, so Jacob's Ladder. Is that how that works? Oh, okay.
And then we go down to Halloween 78 versus The Ring remake.
Go watch Jacob's Ladder.
Watch Jacob's Ladder. It's a very underrated film. Halloween 78's maybe the greatest horror movie ever made. That moves on for me. Carrie.
Halloween.
JPO.
Yeah, the Ring got semi-lucky round 1, so Halloween.
Hunter.
Halloween.
All right, moving down. Candyman versus No.
Peel versus Peel.
That's right.
Yeah, Peel versus Peel.
Oh, this is hard for her.
It's hard. I think it's Nope, though.
Yeah, I knew she was going to go Nope. JPO.
Ask me if I'm going to vote for Candyman. Sorry, I'm not going to make you do that. Nope.
Hunter.
Nope.
Yeah, Nope. Yeah, Nope. Yeah, Nope.
Yep.
Yeah,
moving on.
Nope. Yep.
Get Out versus It Follows. JPO.
Peel versus SCDs. Get Out.
Hunter.
Get Out.
Yeah, it's closer for me, but Get Out.
Okay. Get Out.
All right, Get Out moves on. I think that was the
Peel versus Peel.
Yeah.
Moving on to the next side, we got Alien versus Tucker and Dale versus Evil.
Mm-hmm.
Start with me?
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Alien.
Alien.
Okay, good. Y'all decided for me, Alien.
All right, moving on. Scream 2 versus Shaun of the Dead.
Oh.
Harder, yeah. Starting with me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna narrowly go Shaun of the Dead here.
I'm also saying Shaun of the Dead.
Yeah, I'd say, but Shaun dead.
Hunter.
I would have gone Scream 2.
All right, Shaun of the Dead moves on.
Not mad at it, though.
Gerald's Game versus Happy Death Day. Carrie.
Gerald's Game.
JPO.
Give me a second. Happy Death Day.
Oh.
Okay.
Based on the ones I've watched the most, Happy Death Day.
I'm tying it up with Gerald's Game. And I'm the tiebreaker, so Gerald's Game.
Yeah.
All right. And then the next one, The Thing versus The Invisible Man.
2 perfect horror films.
I know, right?
And technically, both remakes.
Both remakes.
JPO.
The Thing.
Yep. Hunter.
The Invisible Man.
This is closer for me. I'm gonna say The Invisible Man because Carrie's got the tiebreaker, so I know what's gonna win anyways. Carrie.
Yeah, I'm gonna say The Thing.
All right. Thing.
Yeah.
All right.
Again.
I just want to give love to The Invisible Man, even though I might have picked The Thing anyways.
No problem with it, man.
Yeah. All right. So now we got Final Destination versus Halloween 78. Hunter.
Halloween 78.
Oh wait, it's not moving on yet. Wait, sorry. I was like, no, it's moving on already. Yeah, Halloween 78.
Halloween.
Yeah. All right, moving on. Nope versus Get Out.
Peel versus Peel.
Yeah, and I'm gonna go Get Out.
Get Out.
Get Out.
Get Out.
All right, and then there we go. We're down to almost the final four. Alien versus Shaun of the Dead. Is it Carrie starting?
Yeah.
Yeah.
God.
It's tougher, right?
I don't see. This is much harder than like the decade.
Yeah.
These like now we're getting to the point where I love these movies. Like, I'm gonna go Alien.
JPO.
Shaun of the Dead.
Hunter.
Shaun of the Dead.
Shaun of the Dead for me as well.
I'm not mad about it.
Nope.
Yeah. Those are 2 spots away from each other. So yeah, that was close.
All right.
Too.
I was like, which one would I watch more? Definitely
Yeah.
Shaun of the Dead.
That is true. Yeah.
Gerald's Game versus The Thing. JPO.
The Thing.
Hunter.
Gerald's Game.
Interesting. No. As much as I love Flanagan and Gerald's Game, I'm going The Thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I'll be the other one now. Again, Thing is amazing.
Yeah, I adore Gerald's Game though, for real. All right, so now we're down to like the final 4.
These 4, man.
The final 4, it's a pretty great 4.
Yeah.
I gotta say, these are all
yes.
kind of like perfect movies here. So we got Halloween 78 versus Get Out versus Shaun of the Dead versus The Thing. First matchup. I guess we're just gonna go back up to Hunter.
Yeah.
Halloween versus Get Out.
Oh my god.
Isn't this like
this is the toughest like bracket we've ever done. Like without a doubt. Look, don't hate me. I love Halloween 78. I gotta go Get Out.
I'm going Halloween.
I'm gonna go Halloween too.
Yeah.
Well, that's not on here.
The sequel?
It might be on the next one. We'll see.
I'll be on the next one. I do like that sequel. Even though the new trilogy doesn't like that sequel.
Yeah.
I'm going Get Out.
Oh,
and you're the tiebreaker.
Get Out wins.
Get Out.
I thought it was so gonna be Carpenter versus Carpenter here. All right, so now we're down here, and I'll start with this one. I'll go Shaun of the Dead over The Thing, and I know that surprised me a lot of people, but yeah, Carrie.
The Thing.
Okay.
The Thing.
Hunter.
Shaun of the Dead.
And you're the tiebreaker, I think, Hunter. So
Shaun of the Dead.
Shaun of the Dead versus Get Out.
Yes.
Neither Carpenter wins. That's crazy to me. But now we have this is a pretty great top 2, I think. Get Out didn't win our 2010 bracket either. So
no, it's on.
Peele versus Edgar Wright.
Yep. So who's starting here? JPO, you start.
Yeah.
I don't want to.
Right.
I'll go Shaun of the Dead.
Hunter.
Get Out.
Oh, I'm going Shaun of the Dead.
I am also gonna go Shaun of the Dead.
I did not.
Shaun of the Dead wins.
If Austin ever sees this, which I doubt, he'll roll his eyes again.
He's gonna flip.
So he's gonna what?
And John.
Does he not like Shaun of the Dead? Or is he
he said it won our 2000s horror bracket.
He kept saying that it was like
it was
really
predictable.
He said it was like a boring win.
Yes.
And
predictable.
I guess it's overrated.
It's correct. Don't get mad when people love things, man.
True. I know for a fact that his pick would have been The Thing. So
yeah,
and I mean to be perfectly blank, it probably was mine. Things like my number 2. So yeah.
Yeah.
Man,
Get Out, getting so close once again to the win.
I know the majority in the well, actually, I'll stop. The Shaun of the Dead won part 1 of JPO's favorite horror movies bracket. Congrats to it. It also won our 2000s decades bracket, which is pretty awesome and crazy. It's such a good movie. But yeah, the Carpenter versus Carpenter kind of debate. I mean, obviously, I'm wearing the Halloween shirt. I'd always go the original Halloween because I think it is probably the greatest horror movie ever made, and I like when he has less of a budget. I think the charm of it is there, but when you give Carpenter a budget, he makes a pretty fantastic movie too. So
he does.
I think whichever side of that debate you're on the winning side because Carpenter is just like one of the best horror filmmakers ever. So, but yeah. If no one has any last words, we should probably just close this out. This was a fun new bracket. I know as soon as we started doing brackets, Hunter was just like, I love brackets now. It's
I went crazy for him, man.
So now I was just like, let's just do another bracket. We don't got much else to do. So yeah. And this was fun. We'll start maybe doing our own favorites at some point. We got to
do part two of
JPOs. Yep. Yeah, I was just about to say that. And then maybe we'll start having other fun favorite people in like the trivia community coming out. And
Chad's bracket is gonna be fun as hell. I can already
your bracket's gonna be pretty fun too, Hunter.
Yeah, all of ours I think are gonna be really fun. And JPO's was amazing.
Yes.
So
Sleepaway Camp for the win.
Looking over JPO's like entire list, I'm like, there's just so much in here that I love. So great taste.
I can't wait for next week.
Yeah.
Or part 2, I should say.
Absolutely. I don't know if we're going to do it next week, but maybe.
Yeah, just holler at me. We'll figure it out.
Sounds good.
JPO, what are you doing?
Like plug-wise, what?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, find me over at the Puresco channel. I'll do lots of trivia. We just wrapped up our annual, well, not annual because we only did one so far, but tag team tournament just wrapped up, so you can see the finals of that. That just aired, as well as other things. Sometimes we'll do drafts and other things over there. And then the Pierce Wrestling channel do a lot of wrestling trivia over there, as well as exclusive matches and interviews amongst the likes there. And find me, hey, maybe I'll pop up in here from time to time now. You can find me over at the Movie Hero Network, Battleground. I know when it's gonna air. I just battled Gary here. We did some horror trivia, right?
Yeah.
So that should be dropping soonish.
What's
the video store?
Yeah, the video store.
Yeah. Video store. Yeah. There you go. There's so many channels. Like I'm trying to remember them all.
I was like, it used to be on this channel.
Yeah.
All right, Chad and Carrie, you guys have anything to plug before we head out?
We plug everything all the time, so it's fine. Just close it out, I think.
All right, guys, if you did enjoy this, hit the like button, subscribe to our Entertainment Network down below. Thank you for watching. See you soon. Peace.